This weekend, almost.
A few more hours.
Yeah, I'm getting excited a little ahead of time, Leland. And the rain is here, but is that going to mess up things this weekend?
You know what? I don't think it's going to be a washout. Now, today, for a lot of folks, will be a washout. Well, the rain chances are there throughout the day today. All right, into the afternoon, it's kind of a bit of a hit and miss deal, but it's kind of a dreary day. Tomorrow, chances for rain are down to about 20%. We're looking to maybe get to near 70 by Sunday.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a good warm-up.
Now, we still have some shower chances in on Saturday and Sunday, but not to the degree that we're seeing right now. Let's show you what is up for the Mid-South today. The breakdown now showing you that at 9 o'clock we're at 52. At noon, 55, and at 3 o'clock, 56. Rain much more widespread this morning, and then a bit more scattered across the area as we work our way a little bit later in the day. Light rain, or at times, if it's not raining, you may have a little bit of mist or drizzle to deal with. Our camera right now from the west side showing 50 degrees over at St. Thomas West for us this morning. Right now in Nashville, the official reading for the city is 56. You can see the rain continuing to come down this morning. Wind on the light side, east-southeast at about 6. 59-48, the high, the low for yesterday, and about 1/4 of an inch of rainfall for Nashville. That's the rainfall yesterday. A bit later today, I'll add what we've seen since the midnight hour. Check out what's happening now on radar from the power of 5. It shows some of the rain, kind of a light rain around the region for us now, but continuing over the metro area and into southern Kentucky for us at this hour. Those showers extend into West Tennessee as well. There are breaks in those showers, but the chances for this activity continuing as we work our way through the day. So keep that in mind for the morning commute. Now again, notice into the afternoon, yeah, there are shower chances that are out there, but a bit more scattered in nature for us later today. Keep that in mind too for Friday night football. Cloudy with scattered showers around the region for you tonight. Percentages down to about 40% rain chance for the evening time. And then for tomorrow, we're going to look for a fair amount of cloud cover out there and a few hit or miss showers throughout the course of the day. Tomorrow, definitely not a washout, but there could be some hit or miss showers at any point during the day on Saturday. And then we'll get the skies to become more of a partly cloudy sky by Saturday night. That may open the door for some fog Sunday morning. But look at Sunday, and I'm still tweaking the weekend numbers here. May bounce that up to near 70 by high on Sunday afternoon. Meanwhile, as we go through the remainder of the period, 60. Monday, 60 for Tuesday. Right now, 68 on Wednesday. Halloween with about a 2 in 10 chance for a shower that afternoon. More on that coming up for you in a few minutes. But right now, 4:18, back to the news desk.
Well, they say you can't put a price on fun, but Hershey chocolate is doing just that. We're going to tell you why it may be a good idea to stock up on that extra Halloween candy this year.
And good gourd. Halloween isn't the only holiday to celebrate in October. We'll tell you everything you need to know for National Pumpkin Day. Coming up.
Join the conversation. Connect with News Channel 5 on Facebook.
Happy Friday. 2 nights after blowing a big third period lead in a home loss to the Sharks, the Predators back on the road last night in Jersey, taking on a Devils team that was off to a 4-2 start on the young season. Nashville trailed 2-1 in the second. Kyle Turris with a nice dish to Victor Arvidsson. His third goal in the last 2 games. We're tied at 2. Devils answer just 30 seconds later. Nico Hischier beats UC Saros, and it's 3-2 Devils. Third period, Preds power play. Ryan Johansson, Philip Forsberg is 7th of the year. 3-3, we go to overtime. In OT, Turris, no one picks him up at center ice, skates in and scores the game winner. 4-3 your final. Preds improved to 5-0 on the road. Best road start in franchise history.
Just trying to get speed coming through our zone and attacking with speed off the rush, because I feel like 3-on-3 it's the hardest to defend when you're attacking with speed. And, I just tried to use the D-man as a screen, and it worked.
Titans players are now scattered as they enjoy their midseason break, otherwise known as the bye week. After a strong start to the season, the two-tone blue have struggled a bit, having lost 3 straight. But the Titans veterans remain confident they can get back on track after the bye.
We're just fine. We're fine. It's a long season. It's a long process. It's a marathon, not a race. We definitely shot ourselves in the foot, losing 3 straight. But, hey, we're still right in the thick of things. You couldn't ask for a better scenario with losing 3 straight. We just got to clean up a lot of things that got us to lose 3 straight, and we'll be just fine.
Titans play in Dallas a week from Monday against the Cowboys on Monday Night Football. That's a look at sports on News Channel 5 and NewsChannel5.com. I'm John Burton. Have a great Friday.
In consumer news this morning, you may want to stock up on candy when it goes on sale after Halloween. I always hit that up the day after Halloween. Gotta go to the candy aisle. It could get more expensive next year. Hershey's Candy Company is planning to raise prices on a fifth of its products. We don't know exactly which ones are getting more expensive, but prices are going to go up about 2.5%, which means a $4 bag of Kisses, which is already too much, is going to cost you an extra dime. Hershey's is one of the many companies being squeezed right now by rising commodity and shipping costs. The change will go into effect next year. Well, city in North Carolina is taking a big stance now on certain kinds of Halloween candy.
The city of High Point joked on Facebook that people shouldn't hand out peanut butter kisses. Those are the candies that are covered in what looks like orange, black, or cream-colored wax wrap. I agree with them. The post says no one likes them. All right, so if you have some, just put it away. The kids don't want that. All right, it's time to have a pregame celebration for Halloween. Today's National Pumpkin Day. Maybe today's a good day to carve out your jack-o'-lantern to celebrate. And a fun fact, the U.S. produces 1.5 billion pounds of pumpkins total, with Illinois growing the most.
Well, right now in Nashville, we've got the cloud cover that's out there. Low clouds, too, with some showers in the area. Let me show you what is up for the Mid-South this morning. Looking down on Broadway, streets a little wet out there for you to begin the day. Keep that in mind for folks thinking about yard work. Really, I'll give you the red light for today. Put it more in the yellow category for the weekend. 20% rain chance on Saturday. Few showers in here on Sunday. Here's a look at radar for us this morning. Scattered showers around the area today, although the chances for rain are a little lighter this afternoon versus what we're seeing this morning, but the chance will be there through Friday night football. So for today in the 50s, tomorrow 58. As we head towards Sunday, I think I'm going to bounce down on up to near 70 on Sunday, 60 on Monday, and then 68 for a high on Wednesday, Halloween. Right now, 426, let's head back to the news desk.
From Washington to Tennessee.
President Trump will be making another campaign stop in our state. We're going to tell you when and where you can expect that big visit. And history is about to be made here in the Mid-State.
We're going to give you an update on the controversial execution set to happen next week.
Nashville's most trusted news when you want it. News Channel 5, now on Roku.
A man now behind bars after selling child porn out of his home. Those details coming up.
Cameras at a Goodlettsville bank ATM catch a woman trying to take money out of an account that doesn't belong to her.
You're watching News Channel 5 this morning with Amy Watson, Adam Hammond, Storm 5 senior meteorologist Lelan Statom, and 5 Live traffic with Rebecca Sliker.
Good morning, everybody. On this October the 26th, it's National Pumpkin Day.
It is National Pumpkin Day. Perfect time for it. So let's get over to Leland and see if we're going to expect any raindrops on the pumpkin, frost on the pumpkin. What are we going to see this morning?
And no frost on the pumpkin, but definitely wet rain on the pumpkin for us this morning. Right now in Nashville, it is 51. If you look carefully, you may see raindrops across the camera lens for us this morning. Right now, we head to the west side of town. Streets are wet there, overlooking Belle Meade and 51. Here's a check of radar for us at this hour, and we'll continue to see some of the light showers over the Mid-South for us this morning. And as we work our way through the day, continuing to see at least some off and on scattered showers around the area. There you'll note 49 out of Lafayette, 49 in Columbia, 52 Parsons, 51 in Camden. One of those days where if it's not raining, you may have at least a little bit of mist or drizzle to deal with off and on throughout the day as well. Check out the numbers for you today. 57 scattered showers or scattered drizzle for today, and a wind southeast at about 5 to 10. For tonight, that number falling back to about 48. We'll hold on to about a 40% chance for a shower tonight. More on that coming up for you in a few minutes, but right now at about 4:31, let's head over to Amy.
Leland, thank you. New this morning, police say a convicted sex offender admits to going back to his old ways. Now he's back in jail, accused of trying to sell child porn. News Channel 5's Mo Hyder live for us in South Nashville this morning. And Mo, it was a neighbor who helped police build this case?
Yeah, that's right, Amy. That neighbor saw this man with a picture of that child on his computer. That's when he did alert authorities later on. Now, this isn't the first time this man, you see his picture right here. His name is Jeremy Riles. He's gotten into trouble with something like this before. According to court documents, back in 2014, he was convicted of attempted sexual exploitation of a minor. Because of that, he was required to register as a sex offender. In this latest arrest, though, police say Riles put sexual videos of a child on a DVD and gave it to the neighbor to sell. Now, earlier this month, an officer tried calling Riles, posing as that potential buyer. Riles didn't answer, though. Neighbor then contacted police saying he recorded a conversation between him and Riles that took place about those DVDs. On the recording, police say Riles admitted to selling the DVD to anyone interested in buying it. Now Riles has faced up to 6 charges that ranges from child sexual exploitation to violating his probation. We're live in South Nashville this morning. Ohio News Channel 5.
Goodlettsville police stop a woman trying to take out money from bank accounts belonging to other people.
A security team at First Bank caught her in the act. And News Channel 5's Hannah McDonald's there this morning. And Hannah, she was trying to access dozens of accounts when she was caught.
Investigators believe she may have been trying to access up to 40 accounts, Adam and Amy. They say that they found that amount of gift cards in her possession, and they had been altered so that she could use them here at this First Bank ATM. This all went down on Wednesday night. Alina Choo-Choo pulled up to the ATM we showed you at the Conference Drive First Bank in Goodlettsville to take money out of several accounts, according to police. That is when the security team was alerted that transactions were happening on accounts that had been reported compromised. Goodlettsville police responded to the bank and ID'd Choo-Choo as the woman in the bank's surveillance images. They found those gift cards in her possession. The magnetic strips were re-encoded with First Bank account info. Each originally had no value until values were fraudulently loaded onto the cards. Now, the Secret Service, the federal law enforcement agency which investigates fraud, is going to join this investigation. And more trouble for Choo-Choo. She is not a United States citizen. She is from Europe. So she is also facing a immigration detainer. She's also expected to have more charges coming her way. In Goodlettsville, Hannah McDonald, News Channel 5.
We're learning more this morning about a major cocaine bust that landed a man in jail.
We first brought you this story yesterday morning, and Metro Police now say Kenneth Rios flew from Houston to Nashville International Airport, then took a cab to a local bus station, and that's where he picked up 2 suitcases with 20 pounds of bricked cocaine inside that has a potential street value of more than $1 million. Officers caught up with him at the Spence Lane Motel, and when he saw law enforcement, they said he ran and slid off a bluff, but was eventually arrested.
And there's a new push to get Narcan in more public places. Emergent Biosolutions is launching 2 new programs to raise public awareness of the potential risk of opioids and the importance of preparedness in case of an opioid emergency. So the company plans to offer 1 free box of Narcan to all public libraries and YMCAs across the country. That's almost 20,000 locations nationwide. That can really make a difference in saving someone's life.
And a Kentucky man is charged in a triple homicide, and he's getting a new defense team. According to Bowling Green Daily News, Edward Siddons had new attorneys in court yesterday. Now, his past attorneys gave notice earlier this month. Police say Siddons is responsible for killing his grandparents and uncle in Allen County back in February. He's currently being held in Hopkinsville.
In less than 1 week, Tennessee is set to use the electric chair in an execution for the first time in more than a decade. Edmund Zagorski is set to be executed next Thursday. His execution was initially set for October 11th, but Governor Haslam issued a temporary reprieve after Zagorski requested the electric chair. Zagorski robbed and killed 2 men during a phony drug deal back in 1983. Well, you have a chance to see 2 Tennessee Senate candidates up close this weekend in Nashville. Saturday, former Governor Phil Bredesen is going to be at an event celebrating 20 years of Predators and Titans in Tennessee. That's going to be at Nissan Stadium. Starting at 5:30, the event costs $5 to get in, and those under 18 get in for free. And on Sunday, Congressman Marsha Blackburn will be joined by Senator Lindsey Graham for a rally. That's going to be at 2:30 at Cabaret on River Road, and you have to register online if you want to attend that.
And the former First Lady of Tennessee will be headed to the polls today. Andrea Conti, the wife of Phil Bredesen, has announced that she will cast her ballot at the Hermitage Library for early voting. This is going to happen about 11:30 this morning.
President Trump will be making one more stop in Tennessee to campaign for Senate candidate Marsha Blackburn. He's going to be in Chattanooga, but a date and location still hasn't been announced. He was just in East Tennessee for another fundraiser earlier this month. President Trump will also be rallying supporters for Congressman Chuck Fleischman. Well, we need to stick together. That's the message the American Muslim Advocacy Council is sending out during this election cycle. They're hosting a community event today to celebrate civic pride and encourage greater participation in the Muslim community during the upcoming election. Now, this event is going to be at Casa Azafran. It's on Nolensville Pike. It's set to start at 2 o'clock this afternoon.
We are now less than 2 weeks away from Election Day. You can stick with News Channel 5 for everything you need to know about the midterm results. We will have coverage across the News Channel 5 network on November 6th.
All right, a lot of people are early voting right now. Some polls are seeing record-breaking turnout. Unfortunately today, they say the rain can have an impact on that.
I know it could, so you may run into some on your way out the door. How long is it going to last today, Leland?
When off and on throughout the course of the day. Now, at times, if it's not raining, you may have some patchy mist or drizzle to deal with. This is Skycam right now, and we can see some of the low clouds moving across the downtown area for us this morning. Right now at Nashville International, it is 51. Sunrise coming your way at 7:04 and will set this evening at 5:57. A reminder that going into next weekend, not this one, but the first weekend of November, is time change weekend, so just over a week before the hours change with daylight. Let's show you what is happening right now. There is a check of radar, so we're dealing with some light showers over the Mid-South for us at this hour. Temps in the upper 40s to low 50s around the Mid-South as we begin our day. Mid-morning right around 53, into the afternoon 57, and then for tonight we're down to right around 48. More weather coming up in a few minutes, but right now at about 4:38. Let's head back over to the news desk.
Thank you, Leland. And listen up, recent grads.
Find out where you might want to move if you're stressed out about paying off those student loans. One state's going to help you out with that. And tension continues to build as the caravan heads toward the U.S. border. The latest comments from President Trump coming up.
The Time Warner Center in New York City partially evacuated last night as police looked into a pair of unattended packages found in that building. The bomb squad declared all clear after a few hours. This comes as investigators make progress on tracking down the mailing locations of 10 suspected bombs sent to prominent critics of President Trump. A postal facility in Oka-Locka, Florida is one focus of the investigation. Sources say some of the packages may have been processed at the facility after they were mailed in South Florida.
We have over 600,000 postal employees out there right now, so we have their eyes and ears looking for these packages. I will say in the postal network, we have found nothing in the last 8 hours.
The devices are all being examined at the FBI lab in Quantico, Virginia. None of the suspected bombs has detonated. Investigators aren't sure if they were poorly designed, which prevented them from going off, or if they were just meant to scare people.
With less than 2 weeks to go until the midterm elections, Republicans and Democrats are ramping up their rhetoric on immigration. In a CBS News Battleground Tracker poll, 6 in 10 voters in key districts, they say immigration will be a very important midterm issue for them. It could decide their vote, and Meg Oliver has more on this for us.
As the country watches thousands of Central American migrants inch toward the U.S. border, San Antonio resident Martha Torres can't help but think of her own family who immigrated from Mexico.
It makes me think of the heartbreak and the struggle that's going on the other side of the border.
Torres lives in Texas's 23rd Congressional District, where the federal government is holding hundreds of unaccompanied minors who cross the border in a tent city. Arrests of illegal immigrants along the entire Mexico border jumped 30% in September.
We need border security policies that are strong.
Democrat Gina Ortiz-Jones is running to represent Southwest Texas in Washington.
We have to ensure that, again, we have an immigration policy that is based in the rule of law and reflects our values.
Ortiz-Jones is challenging Republican incumbent Will Hurd, who openly disagrees with parts of President Trump's border policy.
I do believe that building a 30-foot high concrete structure from sea to shining sea is the most expensive and least effective way to do border security.
This is a swing district stretching more than 800 miles along the U.S.-Mexico border from here in San Antonio to El Paso. The majority of residents are Hispanic, but historically voter turnout is low.
So could immigration change this election?
No. Look, it's an issue that people have been dealing with 820 miles of the border.
Ortiz Jones agrees. Voters in Southwest Texas have other concerns.
We're the most uninsured state in the country.
She expects voters are thinking more about health care than immigration in the 23rd District. Meg Oliver, CBS News, San Antonio, Texas.
Congressman Hurd is Tennessee's first black representative, and if elected, Ortiz Jones would be the first openly gay woman of color from Texas to be elected to Congress. Well, hundreds of soldiers are expected to deploy to the U.S. border.
They would help, of course, with security to stop thousands of immigrants from entering the country. Defense Secretary James Mattis is expected to sign an order to deploy 800 troops. That's on top of the more than 2,100 National Guard troops already deployed. The soldiers would not be able to make arrests, but will serve in support roles for the Border Patrol. The president tweeted telling the caravan to turn around, saying, "We are not letting people into the United States illegally." The majority of the people in the caravan, however, want asylum from the violence in their home countries. The stock market's expected to open down this morning. Some analysts say it's because the tech earnings won't be what investors had hoped. The Dow and the S&P staged a comeback yesterday following 3 days of losses. One expert says that investors are specifically worried about Amazon's earnings.
A lot of you are just really strapped with those student loans, and if you want to have them paid off, you may want to think about moving to Maine. The state is struggling to find young people to fill the workforce, so they are now going to allow you to subtract money you would spend each year on your loans on your state income taxes. STEM majors could even get a check back from the government if their loan payoff amount outweighs their taxes. Non-STEM majors could end up not having to pay anything in states